Alright, here they are side by side. Not a very time you don't get to see this much. But now on to this. We are going to get the motor mounts, inner tie rods, the ball joint, and the axle replaced on this side. Because when I did the wheel bearing on this side, I pressed up on the axle accidentally and screwed it up. So I've got all the parts in. Now we just got to install it. So I'm going to drive this for the evening, and then I'm going to take this home, put it in the garage, and we are going to get started on this. Now that this is mostly done, it's just a bunch of nitpicking things, besides the wipers not working and all that stuff. This is the next project. So we're going to get started on this. Hopefully the next clip will be me coming into the garage. We're going to work on her, get it done. Besides, once all that's done, then we got to figure out the cruise control. Whoa, that is really flashing. We got to figure out the cruise control and why this will not blow out of the center vents whatsoever. I mean, I hope it picked that up. You got to have it on really low for it to come out of these center vents. And that's really annoying, especially on real hot days and real cold days like this. It's like 30, 31 out right now. And then, ooh, that radio is not happy. Then, got to paint the dash. I've got the paint match for that. But I don't want to install that. I think I said this one other time. I don't want to install all this till I'm 100% sure I don't have to take this back in. Because I've spent a lot of time hot gluing or hot stapling the dash and all the clips and everything back together. So I would prefer it to, once it's in there, it's staying in there, because otherwise I'm going to take this apart and break it more, because I'm afraid of that because of the 95. But here's our mileage right now, and then it'll be a matter of tracing the wiring on that, because I don't know anything about the thermostat. I don't want to cut and splice and do all the stuff for an aftermarket gauge. So there we are. Once she's fixed, and she'll be more of a on-quote daily, and then I'm trying to keep the miles off of this one in particular, because this is worth more than that will be any day of the week. So granted, I've almost put 10,000, I've almost 10,000 miles on this. Oh, well, no. It was 134,930 or 940. It was just about to roll. Or maybe it was 920. No. It was 134,850, I think, when I got the van. So, yeah. Almost 10,000 miles since I bought it in September of 2021. September 3rd, I want to say. I'll put it in quotes here what day it was. But yeah, there we are. She's a mess. She's become my storage unit, and many, many other things. So we'll get her started. This is about where it drives straight because of the camber on that side, because again, I replaced the wheel bearing. So, enough talking. Let's get started. Alright, she's in the garage. I've gone ahead and I already started jacking up on this side. Here's 3 mounts. This one, it's a one piece, which goes in here. So this one I can actually window weld already. And let me show you this stuff. This is what I'm talking about. If you're replacing your motor mounts on any of them, got it right there. Permatex glass weld. This stuff hardens and it makes your mounts last longer and stiffens them up at the same time. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that tonight, of course. I just need to get whatever on this side taken apart. Because, I mean, both inner tie rods need to be done. I have the axle. In fact, let me go get the parts. Alright, yet another axle for this side. Inner tie rods, ball joint, because when I was jacking up on it, I literally messed up the bottom of it, so it's not greasable. If you're getting anything for suspension, make it greasable. I mean, let me show you. I can't exactly, but if you look, yeah, there's a grease zerk on there. So, I gotta replace that one, because I messed it up, and this axle. I completely screwed it up, messed the boot up, grease spewed out and everything. Calipers and hoses, as you guys can see, I still have to do the body, well, I call them body bushings because that's what the term was. Here's the one motor mount. This is on a titanium right here. You can find the part number, but that does not exist. That right there, that is a transfer case mount, I want to call it. Because there's the differential. See, there's the transmission and it goes into this. I would call it, it's more so like a transfer case for sure. And then you have the drive shaft that goes to the rear differential. So it's kind of like a transfer case. Because, see, this axle goes to here, roundabout, has to go through here and then into the differential, which is right here. And it's pretty long. That's what she said. Oh, but let me open this up so you can get an idea. Now, I learned the hard way. For the all-wheel drives, there's two different kinds. Now, I want to point this out to guy. If you go to replace your axles at some point, take it out first. Because I made the mistake of just randomly selecting the cheapest one. Alright? Now, mine has the straight edge part on it. There are some that are beveled at the end. So, you gotta make sure you get the right one. As I didn't know that till, of course, I spent the $40, and it was like 3 months out of my time window to return it. So I got screwed out of that. This time, I was able to look at the picture, because I did look at Rock Auto's picture, and they do actually show, if you just put in all-wheel drive or anything for the second gens, if you put in passenger side axle, and you can research this on your own. I'm not going to put a link in. You can look and see there's two different kinds for this. So be careful when ordering an axle. And that goes for this driver's side. Some have half shafts, some do not. Mine did. So luckily, with most of the front end stuff on these all-wheel drive, the only difference is this axle right here. Otherwise, if you have 15s like I do, the pads, the rotors, the calipers, everything is interchangeable, including the rear. Everything on the drums and everything. It is similar to a two-wheel drive model. The only difference is the hub, or the bearing, I should say. That is it. So anything that you can't obtain for this thing is the gas tank straps, the transfer case, the drive shaft, and the rear differential. Pretty much everything else you can buy for this thing still. It is impressive what you can buy. Wheel cylinders, yeah, buy that. You can. Rear axles, yeah, you can get that. Crap. I got me new axles, and there they are. Can't really see it though. So, they are there. But, I'm gonna take a little break, because, being a Type 1, you start moving around, your blood sugar goes low. That's a big no-no. So I'm gonna let it go back up, and then once, it's starting to go up, then I'm gonna crack on this thing. And we're gonna get it done. I'm determined. I wanna have 2 functioning vans. I'm not going to be able to put in working on the body control module and everything on that. Solely, it's just going to be this man for this video. So, without further ado, hopefully we'll get started on it. Alright. Yeah, it really wasn't even on there that long. It was that stuck. Actually should have checked for play beforehand. But it's going to get replaced anyway, nonetheless. Whoa. Hey, it's wearing evenly now. Wow. It took a bad... wow. Oof. Yeah, okay, let me get you in here. Get a look at this. Oh, that's great. That's just... Well, definitely... I don't know if that's a hot spot. What the hell is that? Is that a hot spot? What's going on here? Huh. But you can see the... oh geez. That's gonna be fun to get that off. Alright, and you can see these are the new outer tie rods. Let's go get the new ones and see what we can do. Okay, quite some time later, I had to shut the camera off because we're having some problems. So this inner tie rod that I replaced was in there a lot harder than it should have been. So as you can see, the inner tie rod oh shit. I don't think there's supposed to be that much play. Holy shit. Oh shit. Oh Oh my god, all that work I did earlier this year was for nothing. Oh. That's got... Wow. Wow. Here, listen to this. That should not have that much play. Wow. So, yeah, the inner tie rods need to be replaced. And I already got the 2 bolts out here. And I couldn't get the axle out because it wasn't turning enough. Hopefully I will be able to. It's already starting to leak some ATF out, so I had to put a little tray underneath of it to catch it, because you can see it's leaking. So we'll get that out. Hopefully this will be enough to now pull it out, push the axle out, and slide it out. Alright, little hell update here. Axle's out. Axle's destroyed. You saw that. That's loose. The seal seems alright. Would it be good to seal it? Oh, sure, absolutely. Despite that, this is the second replacement axle, or third axle I'm going to be putting in. But you know what? It's just going to be what it is. So, this is in, and I really can't do any more, technically. I don't want to put the axle in till I get this loosened up. I can take, because there is not a lot of room back here, and I think I can feel the clip. Why is there a hose right here? What? Oh, I feel it. Okay, so there's a little clip. It's an older style one that humps over it and it clicks into each other. So what I gotta do is pop the clip, and then that'll free that, and then this can be undone. Now, I don't think these are gonna be similar whatsoever, because I'm gonna guess at 140,000 miles, 143, these are gonna be the original inner tie rods. So I'm not gonna really mess with it till I get the tool. And then I also have to replace this, because if you look here, I screwed up the ball joint. So pretty much all of this has to be taken apart again. I have to get the ball joint press and a inner tie rod removal tool. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna need to do this. I might have to ask around, and we'll see. But yeah, there's the update. Alright, and we're getting to the inner tie rod here. I've got the boot lubed up and moving. I've got the old clip off, but as you can see, it's seized onto the metal on the inside, and there's a vent clip right there, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get this boot off first, and then I've got this like set right here that'll be like a fork to get it off. There we are. Alright, little update here. I think I had this last that it was loose. But let me get you in here so you can see. I've got the metal part of the inner tie rod lubricated so the boot moves, alright? But it is actually locked up on the end right here. This was a total pain to get off. I had to break that pretty badly. And there's a little clip right here that's preventing it from going down any further. But Oh God, I don't want I know I got new boots and everything, but it's like I don't want to completely ruin it, just so I know how to get it on and off for the next time. But this has got to be rust welded or something, because I just can't get my fingers behind here and get it off. So yeah, I've got to go. I don't want to. It's hard. This is a two-handed job right now. I would set you up on a tripod, but this is just absolutely aggravating. I'll try and bring back the camera when I get the boot off. Honestly, I don't think the amount of threads and count is going to matter. I'll try and see if there's a difference, but more than likely, it's just going to have to be eyeballed and gone from there. I know I've got to get in alignment again, which would be the third time this thing's been aligned. So I think I got an alignment. No, it'd be the second time I got this thing aligned. But nonetheless, get this inner tie rod done, get it screwed on. I've got work here in a bit, so I'm going to at least get this inner tie rod off. And then tonight I'm going to work on the other side, possibly get it screwed on, and then once I got both of them installed, return the tool that I got right there, and then get the ball joint press tool, press out this old messed up ball joint, get the new one in, return the tool, and then start assembling it. And then motor mounts, which is going to be total pain in my rear air. Because these are a two-piece design. The transmission mount and the motor mount are two-piece designs. You got to bend the tabs. Yeah, see, here's the transmission mount. I remember from memory. See, it slides in, and then you've got to bend these tabs right on the edge here and put it in. Now, like I showed you guys, I've got the window weld, so I'm going to be doing like one of these every day, and then let it harden, put it on the van, do the next one, let it harden, put it on the van. I want this to last a very, very long time. Well, that doesn't exactly help, does it? All right. Anyway, I'm getting this van done, regardless. Get the suspension sorted, and then it'll be drivable. I'm not going to drive it during the winter as much as I want to. The only time this thing's ever being driven in the snow, no salt, is when, of course, there's no salt. It might be at midnight. I'll see if I can get another video that I did a couple years ago of donuts in the snow. That was when there was no salt on the road. I'd like to do that again, but this has got to be sorted, and there has to be no clunks and hardly any shakes, because beforehand it would start really bad at 70 miles an hour. But obviously we can tell that the motor mounts are shot. I mean, they're almost 31 years old, and you could actually see the motor going like this at idle. But that's enough of the rambling. Let me bring you back when I got the inner tie rod out, or something like that.
Where is the damn thing?
At least it's staying there straight.
Where'd it go? Here it is.
Well, that wasn't hard at all. So between that tool and everything, I did have to use breaker bar. But look at the slop in this. And there's the reason to why it was so hard. They put like some white thing in there. So look how nice and... I mean, it doesn't even go up and down at all anymore. It's stationary. And there's my new boot. I think I've got it on. Hands are a little dirty, but it's not perfect, I know. But I think I've got it on most of the way. I'll have them check it out to make sure I did get the boots on all the way. And then I've got to put this on. And then put this in. I might just, I don't know. I'll put the axle in and leave it off to the side. And then do the other side. Because after that's in, inner tie rod on the other side, then I can return the tool and then rent the ball joint press to do that. So that's how that's coming around. This is great. I'm so happy this is coming along. Pretty sure they're the originals. I'm gonna bet. So those will be afterwards. And then motor mounts. Yeah, so there's how this is coming along. It's hard to do this and watch it and doing the time lapse because I can't really edit. So bear with me. I'm trying to give you updates as I'm doing things. Hopefully you guys can sit along with me and watch as I'm progressing along with this. And maybe the cat can help too. Is there a mouse in there or something? You see something. Anyway, there's how that's going. Yeah. Alright, it's a couple days later, or a few days later, one or the other. We're going here on the driver's side now. And this is the better side, of course. But we're still going to regardless change the inner tie rod. I don't have any help. Unfortunately, I forgot to record, and I didn't want to also budge in while my grandpa was helping me. So, the other side, I had to use this breaker bar on the end of this, trying to get it to turn. It was putting up a huge fight. I mean, there is some kind of white thread locker. In fact, let me show you. I mean, this inner tie rod is... That's looser than it should be. Come on. There we are. Well, I had some kind of thread locker. But anyway. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this on a time lapse, but I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna try and break the clip on the inside there. Take this off, hi kitty. Take this off, pop it up. We'll see how hard that'll be. I'll need to get the hammer and everything, but from this on forward, it'll be time-lapsed. And here we go. Well, sorry for the abrupt end, but okay, I'm just figuring this thing out. But I got the boot off. I got the tie rod end, the outer tie rod off. Took a lot of smacking. It was literally a little bit after the phone died that I got the thing off. So now she's ready to come off. On this tool, there's a little tab that locks this in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can twist this and go from there. There's gonna be a lot of bit of clips. Let's go ahead and actually see how hard it is. Alright, so the trick with that is to get the upper part on first, and then the vent tube. I have the wheel straight right now. I don't know if it's correct, but it's got some angle to it. I'm gonna say it's probably, once I get it back, I'm probably gonna need to put some cotter pins on it. But, you know, we'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. Good as new, good as new. So, new inner tie rods and outer tie rods with 2,000 miles on it. And then some brand new boots. Really need to get to flush this system, but I don't know. Actually, looks like there's some, just saw that. Looks like there's some of the old clip that's left in there. There we go. My bad. Okay, now it's all out. And then these axles have a couple thousand miles on it. I literally put a little over 2,000 miles on it before everything just decided to give out. And, here's the other side. I'm gonna have to fix the boot on this side because I'll guarantee you it, I didn't get this in. Well, maybe I did. I think I did. That clip is not on there very well. I think it's on. Oh well. But, it's all nice and tight. Actually, this side's slightly tighter than the other side. But, now the tool can be returned. And I can rent the ball joint press. I'm gonna clean this all up before I return it. After the ball joint's in, then it'll just be a matter of getting these 3 mounts done. I'm not sure how I want to go about this, because here's the window weld, or, well, that's what I like to refer to it as. I mean, that's what it is, glass weld. I'm going to take this. It'll just be little nitpicky things. Headliner, figuring out the HVAC, because I think I showed you in the beginning of this video how it does that. And then so on. But she's getting there. After this is done, I'm going to do the shocks, sway bar bushings, and the BCM on the 96. And then sometime in the spring or so, we'll do a video on headliner, and I'll show you guys how to do it, because I've seen how Inman Minivan guy, I don't think he's done a video on headliner. So we're going to drop that on the 96, because on this generation, you have to... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? You have to remove all these side panels. All of it. Everything you see here is all screwed in and clipped in. This has to be dropped. Everything. It's gonna take hours to do. And I still actually have to find this piece right here, at least the upper part. I hot staple glued that, and that's fixed. The hot temperature thing, you guys saw that in the beginning of the video. Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. Even with its little bit of rust forming, it'll be good. And I gotta throw out this axle. $40 wasted. But you know what? I learned my lesson. And we're not gonna screw up. And I might as well figure out while it's in here how to change this power steering. Because it's looking a little nasty. It's getting really brown. That's a big no-no. Brake fluids, of course, has been changed because of the amount of times I've changed the braking components on here. And then, yeah. Last year, I did the intake, valve cover gaskets. When I got this van, I did a whole bunch of things to it. I really hope that the cruise control is just a bad actuator, because I can pull that off. I mean, I really hope it's either the buttons. Best case scenario, it's the buttons. But if it's sending a signal to the cruise control thing and it's not activating, I can imagine that's going to be more of a pain to find that. And hopefully the next clip will be of, I don't know, getting the ball joint done. Because I'm going to return this off camera and get everything else sorted. And get it mostly squared away. And yeah, ball joint. And then motor mounts. This is getting done. Whether it likes it or not. It's going to be running. Well, I mean, it runs. It's going to be drivable. And then I'm going to park that and go from there. Yeah. There we are. Alright. So we got the ball joint press right over here. We are now to the point where I need to get the caliper off, get the caliper bracket off, get the bottom bolt out that I put in there temporarily to hold the knuckle in, then unscrew the bolt that holds the ball joint in. I can then get the knuckle out, and then yeah, the amount of getting the old ball joint out. So let's roll the time lapse. Alright, so I struggled a little bit there because I was turning it the wrong way. I was wanting to keep the rotor and everything together, but that's not happening, so luckily it's how I have it is not too hard to put back together. Oh, here we go again. Anyway, there's the messed up ball joint. It still feels nice and stiff and good, but it's like, I'm already in here. Let's get it done right. So, I'm going to get this thing situated to where it's starting to press it out, or where I think I've got it, and I'll bring you back when it's starting to come out. Well, I believe I have this on correct. I have the cup underneath and this top hat to keep it centered. Last time I think I just pressed this thing and pressed it on. But we're going to give this one a try this time. And let's hope to God that this is it. And of course, impact always says, there we are. All right, so this is going to be a loud sound warning. Just to, oh, that's right, I have a clip to take off. All right, this is take 2. I forgot that there was a clip there that I actually just took off. But now that that's off, hopefully I've got this right this time. I have a cup here that's going to push it down, because the last time I did this, I just pushed it down with this end of this thing here, and it kept falling off. It was getting real dangerous. So this time we're going to try it with this cup to keep it centered. And then below, I of course have one of these along with the bottom cup. So this is going to be a loud sound warning. So let's see what happens. I'm not liking that. Alright. Let's try a breaker bar. Oh yeah. That's definitely a breaker bar territory. Alright, let's try it with impact now that I've got a few turns out of it. Oh, yeah. See? That's how it's done. Sweet. There we are. All right, now the reverse process. I'm not going to bore you with putting it in because it's a lot of sound and everything. So I'm just going to install it off camera, and I'll try and assemble this kind of off camera, and we'll go from there. All right, little update here. It's back to what it kind of was before I messed with it. Clips in, boots in. I still have to get the thing that screws in, but this is tightened down. I think I might have to do it a little more. This is to my best of abilities. I just have to thread this in, tighten it down, get the cotter pin in there, put the brakes back on, And then the suspension is done for the umpteenth time. I need to get a plug. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the second wheel bearing that I've put on this stupid thing. I'm gonna get the torque thing and torque this down while I still have this off. I'm gonna set it to 160 and then go past it some. I don't have one that measures any higher than that, so this is kind of what I have to work with. When I get this to aligned, I'll have Al see if he could torque all the axle nuts down while it's there, because I'm not paying $125, $150 to get this realigned again. I'm just gonna take it to someone we know for $50 and get it aligned, because I already have the Carfax record of this getting it aligned 2,000 miles ago or something like that, so there's no point in having another thing down. It'd look kind of suspicious on the records, like, oh, why is this having so many alignments done? Well, it's having so many alignments done because of this. But yeah, it's coming along. So inner tie rods, outer tie rods, all new wheel bearings, ball joints, hoses, calipers, pads, rotors. What hasn't this thing had? These shocks were done in 2011 or 2013 when the transmission was rebuilt. It had approximately 112, maybe 112,000 miles, according to oil change stickers and everything. Obviously, here's a sticker from when they were done. I don't think these are KYBs. I think they're Monroes. You would get on AutoZone, O'Reilly, or whatever. And they've gone 30,000 miles. Fine. Now, I know they're not great. I would never put a Monroe on any of my vans. But so far, the rears are not clunking, and the fronts are just fine. I do need to get and measure this sway bar bushing once the motor mounts are done. Order them, and at least at a minimum get the outers done, because it appears those are fine right there. There's no major gap around it that I can see, because if you look, where's the outer part? See, those don't look so good. So at a minimum, I need outers, and that's gonna be more hard to do. I think I'll have to loosen the inside ones up, just so I can twist the bar. Hold on, twist the bar, drop it down, take the old ones out here, and then slide the new ones in, because I don't want to really mess with them, because last time I did that, took the whole thing down, then I ended up having clunking, and I think that's because it's like you got to put it up all in one go and then evenly tighten it down, otherwise then you have one side that might wear down the another. It's a whole problem. I really have honestly been putting off doing the body bushings and sway bar bushings, because the last 2 times I've done it on the 95, they didn't last more than a couple thousand miles, because I think they're clunking right now, along with the FCS struts that I got for it. But yeah, so here's how she is. I'll get this reassembled, and then it's motor mount time. I kid you not, everyone. I am so proud I was able to do this myself. Because normally I've always had 2 people that help me do this, because it's always a pain. But I've literally done this so many times now, I've learned a way around it. Unfortunately, I can't get this torque down, because it's a open diff, so I can't torque it down. I mean, I could if someone will hold the brake, but if the place I'm going to take it to, if I'm going to pay him to do it, I'm just going to let him do it, torque everything down. But caliper and all of that is bolted in. I got the little nub in. That has to be greased. ABS wires back in. Little cotter pin for here is in. It's all back together. All in tonight. I got a ball joint in. So I can get my $158, $59 back. And now it'll be a matter of that one. That one's going to be the easiest to do. Because for, like again, I've said multiple times, these two are inserts. And those are going to take a little bit longer to do. Because I'm going to... so it's going to be like one mount a day at that point. I could do the front one, but it's like 1 in the morning. Or no, 12, I don't know, it's midnight, give or take. So I got that completed, and then yesterday I got the outer tie rod completed. I'm done. We're just going to leave it to either tomorrow or Sunday. So that'll be that. I'm done. I've beat myself. I've said some kind words when I was installing what was I installing? Oh, the C-clip that goes around that ball joint, because it wasn't going around in it, of course. So some nice words were said when I was doing that. But anyway, it is all done. The suspension is finally done. Except for just buttoning stuff together and going from there. It's coming together, guys. I can't wait to be driving this thing again. The gas mileage, well, either way, curse word said there, for fair warning. But this thing's still more comfortable than my 96. 96 is better on gas, and it's easier to load stuff in and out of. But comfort-wise, this thing rides like a land yacht. I kid you not. I will continue to fix this thing till... I don't know. If the engine goes out, I'll get ahead. I'll rebuild the engine. Whatever. Transmission goes out, I'll find someone. I mean, you can actually get a 3.8 transmission, and all you got to do is do the thing with transfer case and bolt it in, and there you go. You can turn a front-wheel drive transmission into a all-wheel drive transmission. But this one was rebuilt and only has 30,000 miles, give or take, on it. So yeah, there we are. If you've still made it to this part, comment, I've made it this far. And hopefully the next clip is taking one of these motor mounts out. I'm not going to film the part of putting it back in because the angle's kind of weird. But I'll try my best to get clips here and there of getting the mounts in and out. It's just going to be more of a pain because I know this panel is going to have to come off, and I think it's behind there somewhere. I can't remember. All I know is that it's going to be a pain to do, and I'm not looking forward to it. So, there we are. Sorry for my ramble, and catch you guys in the next clip. This is how loose the motor mounts are. Let's see if the camera will capture it. This is unbolting one of the bolts for the motor mount. Maybe better right there. I don't think I should be able to do that. Well, I know it's been a little bit since the last clip. Hopefully I've included a couple pictures of getting them in side by side. That one was okay. This one was more of a pain. I actually was able to find a 15mm socket and get this center bolt out. That impact was not liking it. I was doing it in a little burst to make sure I didn't strip it out. Luckily, everything's all good. And now I guess this is a movable bolt, but that'll be for later. I did fill this with the window weld here. It was coming out very hard. It was not wanting to come out, that's for sure. So I know that's probably gonna be hard as a rock when I go to fill this. Now, as you can see, for some reason, I don't know when they stopped doing this, if they came this way from the factory, but it's still stupid that you gotta press these in to begin with, whilst the 3rd gen onward, I think they learned their lesson to just include it as a whole mount. Here's the transmission one. You can see I kind of got it filled a little bit. It still feels a little pliable, and it's actually really windy out right now, and it's been raining non-stop, so I can't imagine. You can kind of see it's still a little pliable, so it's probably going to take at least 2 days before. Okay, see that one right there, that little tiny blobs. Yeah, that one's nice and hard. So I think it's literally just amount of moisture and everything that we have in the air is causing things to take a little bit longer than they should to harden. So, again, a lot of these motor mounts I'm gonna have to do off camera. I'll tell you what, since this one's easier, once I've got it filled, I'll try and set you guys up on my tiny little tripod and get it ready for installation, because this is a easy shot. I mean, this one could have been easy. I'm sorry I didn't film you guys on this, but I'm really trying to crack on getting this thing done, because I want to get my dad's Camry back in here so it's cleaned up and everything. It's a real nice car. So need to get this thing done, get the alignment done, and hopefully I can start driving this thing and enjoy it. I'm gonna try and keep the miles off this, but I still, once this is done, I'm gonna be driving this, and then hopefully there will be a video out on getting the BCM done on that, and then the shocks, and then so on and so forth. But this has got to be done first, and then I'm gonna swap to that and do the bushings and all that other stuff. Oh, I've got to measure the outer. I've got to take measurements so I can order the sway bar end links or sway bar body bushings, whatever you want to call them. I want to get that ordered, measured, then order, and yeah, go from there. This one's gonna really suck. This one is gonna be the worst, because you got to go in from back behind this panel right here is the transmission mount, and then the matter of getting the stupid thing out. So yeah, there we are. Well, as I'm working on getting this old mount out, here is the original, whoops, my hands are slipping, the original Chrysler symbol. I just noticed that there's the tab out I was lifting, and there it is. And of course, these are non-OEM, but I thought that would be an interesting thing to note, I'm definitely going to scrub this down a little bit prior to installing it. Let's take a look at this one. This one's got undercoating on it because they undercoated the whole engine bay. As the... Yeah, this one's undercoated, so it's not going to have it. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of a difference. And if you can look at the side-to-side movement. That's not supposed to happen. There's only up and down movement on this new one. Nice and solid. Crazy. There we are. 2 down, 1 more to go. Well, I know it's been a little while since I've done an update, but I finally got the transmission mount out. That was possibly the hardest, and you can tell I still have it out. Here it is. That's the side. This is this one. I finally just got done filling it. And there's the center mount. Granted, I annihilated it. And then here's the transmission mount. Out of it, of course. But it's not supposed to be bowed like that. So that's all done. And the hardest part was honestly getting it past this brake line here. And you can see, where is it? Yeah, there's the copper nickel brake line we did last year. But the main problem is all these brake lines. Yep, those right there. And then that proportioning valve right there. Otherwise, I learned my lesson because I could have sworn I lost a socket down in there when I was doing it on the 95. So it's like, okay, let me put paper down here to prevent that from going down in there. And I guess the kitty wants to help again. So that one goes in through there, which is around here somewhere. I hate losing stuff like that. Oh, here we are. There it is. It's a big, huge bolt. And then you have that one, and that one in corresponding order, of course. But it's just crazy how much you gotta drop this thing just to get those bolts out. Not fun, but hopefully I won't need to do it for another 5 to 10 years. Granted, I did it this way. So, there we are. I'll bring you back when it's all done. Well, finally got this transmission mount done. I have the key in the on position. I don't think I've ever seen this motor this flat. That mount was that transmission mount was basically pancaked. It's supposed to be at an angle, more of a straight angle like that. And as you can see, it says Made in Canada. Like a spaghetti noodle. And then there's a Chrysler symbol. So I just wanted to start it real quick. I'm not going to put it into drive. I'm not going to circulate it. Just turn it on. And we're going to see how much the engine shakes on startup. Because before it had a shake, and we'll be able to tell by that. Alright. God. Okay, I'm gonna shut it off. Holy crap. Oh my God. Oh boy. Oh my God. That, wow. I can't wait to see how this thing drives. Look at the angle from the axle now. It'll be nice and straight. Oh, looks like I forgot this clip that is supposed to go here on this. Let's see here. Do a little bit of this on camera for you guys. Oh, okay, this... Now it's gonna be a little harder to do. Well, it's supposed to clip onto this, this mount. There we are. It's just like a little vent, basically. But this was such a pain between this brake line I put in a few years ago and the brake lines going back and forth. The most awful part of all of this was actually the shifter. That stupid thing was in the way almost all the time. So I kept hitting that, and it doesn't look like it's exactly seated right. So it's just more evidence that this transmission was replaced 11, 12 years ago now. So there's not much left of this that needs to be rebuilt. I need to put this bolt back in here, but it's pretty much stripped out, so nothing I can really do about that except just thread it in a little bit. I'll have to go through here. I mean, like I said multiple times in the video, you guys know by this point what I gotta do. I guess next thing I do is clean up this garage, and the next day or two I'm gonna be pulling this thing out. God, I know the wheel's gonna be crooked. I'm not gonna drive it down the road or anything. I'm just gonna wait till we can put it on the trailer. And I don't even trust it going down 2 miles down the road because it might squeal or something. So it'll have to go on the trailer and towed out to get the alignment done. And we'll see how she rides after that. And I'll tell you what, I'll bring you guys back in a couple of days. Today's now the 31st, because it's midnight. So happy New Year's Eve. Happy 2025. When this video will be released. It's been almost a week and a half in the making of this video. But we're getting there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in probably a couple seconds. Alright, we're well into January, and what was it? This past weekend we got like 10 inches of snow, and had to clear the driveway some. But I've got some other things to do in the garage. Plus, she's pretty much done at this point. I got the passenger side aligned as best as I could visually. So, I haven't started this in a few days, for sure. It'll start right up anyway, because it's been in the garage. I'll let this warm up some. And move it out. Depending on how bad the alignment is, I'll take it up to the shop and go through the snow and have some fun in the all-wheel drive. Or if it's really bad, I'll just, I don't know, I really don't want to drive it with really bad alignment, of course. So we'll just let her run for a couple minutes here. And there we are. They're up to jump. Kind of a really a wide angle for you. There we are. Much better. There we are. Okay. Out into the snow we go. Well, I have officially forgotten how good these things do in the snow, because I've been driving my 96 for delivery in the snow, and it's like, okay, and then I get in this and it's like, boom, wanting to go right away. Actually put my seat back a little bit, because last time I drove this in the all-wheel drive, I had the old 11-year-old Fusion tires on it, and I have not tried it with these classic tires. There's the tread on it, and they grip really, really good. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm about a quart low on fluid, and there's the oil that I sprayed on it. But yeah, that's fun. All right, there's the clip for there. I think this is gonna be the last video. We're gonna go ahead and close it out here. I went ahead and got an alignment maybe a week ago now, and unfortunately it is still pulling to the left a little bit, but I think we got problems with the tires, because it is now lumping really bad, and I don't know if it's this tire or if this tire or one of them. I'm just gonna jack it up and go ahead and see if it's that. If it's in fact the tires, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy new ones, and we'll have a next video out for when either we do the dash or something else, because I want to get this out to you guys, because it's been almost a month. But since we're here, I want to show that the water pump isn't bad on this, actually. Turns out it was something kind of simple but yet hard at the same time. And some of you guys are going to be like, oh my god, it was that line the whole time. Excuse me. But that line the whole time? Well, yeah, it was. It was that guy, right here. And I guess when I installed this motor, back in April of 22, I forgot to put a clamp on that. Because I still have the old hose, heater hose that went there. And I had both clamps. I don't know where that one came from. I must have used it off of the spider web. The old one or something like that. So it was holding up there. But if let me move it off to the side. As you can see, there's a clamp there now. But before, there was nothing there. And it was like that for 2 years, just sitting above the water pump. And it was leaking, but it was only leaking when pressure built up in the system. So if you had the heat on, or if you were moving, it was fine. But if you stayed still, and the coolant was, well, also the coolant had to be high, and it would spew up because it spewed out once it built pressure and I topped it off. There's still coolant in here, nice and full. It's kind of acting up now. Feels like the thermostat is taking a little longer to open up, so it might need a thermostat in this and in that, I believe. But I want to include this in the end of the video here. Just turned out to be this. Thank God it's not the water pump, even though it really wouldn't have been that bad, because I did have to remove, when I took this engine out, all the side pulleys, everything came out, and then I pulled the motor off to the side and out. The torque converter stayed, the transmission stayed in, and I just pulled the engine out and over. If you look back, I do have a video of taking the engine out, so you can kind of see how I did it. But I had to also disconnect the AC compressor because it's been engaging, because I have a problem with one of the actuators. It's not swapping between the zones. Typical 3rd gen fashion with electronics. And then that, of course, has a vacuum problem with the blendors, because if you start it, it'll do this. We'll start it up for you. I started it up a couple hours ago, actually. I put like 70 miles on it since I got all the alignment and stuff done. There we are. I really wish there was a working temperature gauge in this thing, especially during the winter. But if you listen, it will blow out of the top of here till, okay, it's blowing out here. I don't know. I think there's some vacuum things under here. I'm not sure. Maybe the Minnesota minivan guy can comment what you think this is. But, we'll let her warm up here for a bit. And then I'm gonna go take her for a drive, and then you guys can see how bad of a shake this is. But also, I just watched his video on his 94 all-wheel drive, and yours, if you're watching, if your wipers don't have any slack, I've replaced all the grommets in mine except for the one at the rear. Just look. They don't return to the spot they're supposed to. It just ain't right. Because when it rains, it'll go like to here and so on. So it's nice to have wipers in one of my vehicles at least. Then I need to get a glass cover, but okay, that's a load of baloney. It said 29 earlier. So, yep, we'll leave it here and we'll let it warm up. Oh, God. Poor thing. All right, see you guys in a few. All right. Let's get a light on so y'all can see. Oh yeah, she's pulling to the left real hard. Yes, that's a fucking alignment too. Okay, there we go. Man, this is bad. Oh, yeah. There we are. So you get the point. I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video because this thing's hard to drive as is, and then focus on all that. So thank you guys for, if you made it to this point, comment your favorite vehicle, and then I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care, and I'll see you guys later. All right, Peter, myself. See ya.